Hello and welcome to session 2, Finding New Opportunities. So your assignments for this week will include turning downtime into uptime. So basically you're going to start out by writing down 5 sedentary activities that you do and how many minutes a day you spend at them. And when you did your personal time study last week, you should have gathered some of this information already, so you can always refer back if you forget. And then you're going to put down light activity that you do. So this could be housework or walk into the mailbox or anything that you do that would be considered activity, and put that down for your number of minutes per day and see where you come up there. Then there's also an assignment called My Plan for 2-Minute Walks. So it says use the following calendar to help you identify when you will fit in some 2-minute walks. Try to be specific. The more specific you can be, the better chance you have for success. So this assignment is interesting. People who generally do not like to exercise and they're in the either pre-contemplation stage or the contemplation stage of readiness to change will actually really enjoy this assignment. Those of you who exercise regularly are going to have a really hard time with this. And I appreciate it because I used to be an athlete, and I remember thinking, why would I bother doing 2 minutes of exercise? What good would that do? And then I studied exercise physiology, and I learned about the cardiovascular benefits of doing, a minimum of 20 minutes of cardiovascular activity. Usually it was like an hour and a half, up to 2 hours. So I assumed that that's what my heart needed to be healthy. So for me to look at this and say, when am I going to do 2-minute walks? That just seems a little far-fetched for someone who used to be fit. Now that I'm a mom, I get this. And 2-minute walks is actually the trick that you will find that will get you out of your seat. So if you think 2 minutes does nothing, trust me, you'll get up and you'll move around and you'll find that you want to do it for longer anyway. So if you start with 2 minutes, you'll be surprised what you can achieve just by getting up. So that's the trick there. So play along. If you're an athlete and you think this is crazy, try it, because I know athletes, when they exercise, they like to do hardcore exercise. 2-minute walks can actually be quite beneficial even if you are an athlete. So check this out. The next one is keeping track of your thoughts. This is another one that people in the early stages of readiness to change will find extremely beneficial because sometimes you think, oh, I really should exercise right now, and then you pick up the remote control and before you know it, you've watched 3 hours of TV. So the instructions for this one are: use this form to record the number of times you think about doing some physical activity. Simply place a check mark in a box in section 1 each time you think about doing some physical activity. If you carried out your thoughts and did the activity you were thinking about, place a check mark in a box in section 2. Keeping track of your thoughts about activity can help you start moving toward an active lifestyle. So this is also true. If you don't think about activity, you're probably not likely to do it. A lot of times you will think about activity and not follow through, and that's fine, but it's the act of thinking. It's just like the 2-minute walks. If you get up, you're more likely to do more. If you think about it, the chances of you doing it are greater than if you don't think about it. So think about that. All right, and then here's your keeping track of thoughts log. I thought about doing some physical activity in section 1. I carried out the thoughts in section 2. So just check in the check marks. And so you might have 4 checks on the left side and only 1 on the right, or you might have a great day where you have 2 checks on the left side and 2 checks on the right side. Everybody's different. Every day is different. It really is not dependent on your current stage of change either. All right, this one is about keeping track of physical activity. So for this one, this form is for you to check the amount of time you spend in various activities. After doing an activity, mark the box that best describes the intensity of your activity, moderate or vigorous, and its duration. At the end of the week, add the number of minutes checked for each activity and place it in the total column. So obviously, you're not going to be able to submit this till Sunday. If you turn this in on Monday or Tuesday, I know you're just filling in the form. I really need you to actually go through this process and do it properly. So print the forms out, mark them up, keep them for the week, and then on the weekend, or preferably on Sunday, when the week has elapsed, then go ahead and submit. So please don't just try to rush through this class, turn your forms in just to get your grade. I want you to participate in the activities. This is a lab class, so you are expected to do this work. So thank you. I'll get off my pulpit. So those are the different types of activities you can do. So let me just go back. Gardening, household, leisure, occupation, sports, stairs, and walking. So just put down, what level did you do and how many minutes did you spend? And you can feel free to adapt this to your specific needs. And that's it for the week. And if you have any questions, let me know. And I look forward to seeing you next week for session 3. Have a great week.